The Ambedkar's ideas of nation building. Is India a nation? Ambedkar did not accept that India was a nation. Rather, it was nation in the making. He made this fact very clear in 1930s during his conflict with Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. According to Ambedkar, the Anglo-Indians were never tired of proclaiming that India was not a nation. It is true that the colonial administrators did not view the Indian subcontinent as one nation. Strachey 1888-5 wrote, "There is not and never was an India.no Indian nation, no people of India." In the same vein, Sheely commented, "India is only a geographical expression like Europe or Africa. It does not make the territory of a nation and a language, but the territory of many nations and languages." Both Strachey and Sheely as quoted in. Ambedkar also opined that even Rabindranath Tagore, the national poet of Bengal, also agreed that India was not a nation. That is why he emphasized that, first of all, there is no nation of Indians in real sense of the word. The nation does not exist, it is to be created, and I think it will be admitted that the suppression of a distinct and a separate community is not the method of creating a nation. Again, while speaking on the 26th of November 1949 when the Constituent Assembly was going to pass the Constitution of Independent India, he argued, politically minded Indian resented the expression "the people of India." They preferred the expression "the Indian nation." I am of opinion that in believing that we are a nation, we are cherishing a great delusion. Why is India not a nation? According to Ambedkar, how can people divided into several thousands of castes be a nation? The castes are anti-national. In the first place, because they bring about separation in social life. They are anti-national also because they generate jealousy and antipathy between caste and caste. Ambedkar 1994. Moreover, there is an utter lack among the Hindus of what the sociologists call consciousness of kind. There is no Hindu consciousness of kind. In every Hindu, the consciousness that exists is the consciousness of his caste. That is the reason why the Hindus cannot be said to form a society or a nation. Apart from fraternity within Hindus, Ambedkar also highlighted whether there are enough affinities between Hindus and Muslims to constitute them into a nation. Ambedkar asked, are there any common historical antecedents which Hindus and Muslims can be said to share together as matter of pride or as matters of sorrow? So far they have been just two armed battalions warring against each other. There was no common cycle of participation for a common achievement. Their past is a past of mutual destruction, a past of mutual animosity, both in political as well as in religious fields. Ambedkar emphasized, while Hindus revere Prithviraj Chauhan, Rana Pratap, Shivaji in history, the Muslims revere the likes of Muhammad bin Qasim and Aurangzeb. In religious field, argued he, the Hindus draw their inspiration from the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, and Gita. The Muslims derive their inspiration from Quran and Hadith. Ambedkar 1990-36. Therefore he suggested that we must overcome all these difficulties if we wish to become a nation in reality. For fraternity can be a fact only when there is a nation. What is a nation? Having discussed India was not and why was India not a nation, let us see how did Ambedkar define nation. Ambedkar argued that race, language and country do not suffice to create a nation. Quoting Renan, Ambedkar argued that a nation is a living soul, a spiritual principle. Two things, which in truth are but one, constitute the soul, this spiritual principle. One is in the past, the other in the present. One is the common possession of a rich heritage of memories. The other is the actual consent, the desire to live together, the will to preserve worthily the undivided inheritance which has been handed down. Further, Ambedkar continues, the nation, like the individual, is the outcome of a long past of efforts, and sacrifices, and devotion. A heroic past, great men, glory. These form the social capital, upon which a national idea may be founded. To have common glories in the past, a common will in the present, to have done great things together, to will to do the like again. Such are the essential conditions for the making of a people in the past and inheritance of glory and regret to be shared. in the future a like ideal to be realized. To have suffered, and rejoiced, and hoped together. All these things are worth more than custom houses in common, and frontiers in accordance with strategically ideas. All these can be understood in spite of diversities of race and language. For indeed, suffering in common is a greater bond of union than joy. As regards national memories, mournings are worth more than triumphs. For they impose duties, they demand common effort. Ambedkar and nationality. Ambedkar also explained the meaning and function of nationality. Nationality is a social feeling. It is feelings of a corporate sentiment of oneness which makes those who are charged with it feel that they are kith and kin. This national feeling is a double-edged feeling. It is at once a feeling of fellowship for one's own kith and kin and an anti-feeling for those who are not one's own kith and kin. It is a feeling of consciousness of kind, which on the one hand binds together those who have it, so strongly that it overrides all differences arising out of economic conflict or social gradation and, on the other, severs them from those who are not of their kind. It is a longing not to belong to any other group. This is the essence of what is called a nationality and national feeling.